Hey everybody, Byron Cox coming to you with day 8 of our Read Daily Personal Development Challenge out of this book, The New Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. We'll just jump right in. Last time we left off on page 22 of chapter 1, right at the new subheading. So let's just get started. But what about genetics or natural talent? The argument of genetic predestination is utterly without merit. Bunk. In his outstanding book, Profiles of Power and Success, Dr. Gene Lundgren provides in-depth analytical psychological profiles of 14 extraordinarily successful visionaries and achievers, and flatly concludes that nurture, not nature, is the basis for success. Based on the family histories of these visionaries, heritage had little or nothing to do with their success. Instead, he identifies certain characteristics with which he says they were programmed, and they programmed themselves. If genetic talent were the barrier to success you cannot overcome, or the ultimate secret behind achievement, you would expect Walt Disney to have come from breeding stock, evidencing extraordinary creativity and entrepreneurial accomplishment. Walt Disney's father failed in 5 different businesses, including a Florida motel. Master architect Frank Lloyd Wright's sire was an unemployed, itinerant minister, so inept he never kept any one job for more than a year. Picasso's father was a mediocre artist at best. No, this isn't like breeding horses or show dogs. Evidence abounds that the conditioned, programmed, nurtured, and directed self-image controls success, not a genetic transfer over which you have no control. You cannot select your parents. You can select your self-image with Psycho-Cybernetics. Someone can argue that by pointing a finger at Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods, while it is true they each exhibit exceptional raw physical talent, that talent alone would surely have gone to waste without the healthy self-image conditioned through a variety of influences, not the least of which were authoritative sources such as Tiger's father or Michael's college coach, Dean Smith. And for every Jordan, I can point my finger to an athlete of immediately average physical talent who rises to the very top of his sport. In baseball, Ty Cobb and Pete Rose come to mind. In football, Fran Tarkenton or Doug Flutie, both erroneously judged by the expert as too small to play the game, are examples. Do not tolerate for a minute the idea that you are prohibited from any achievement by the absence of inborn talent or ability. This is a lie of the greatest order, an excuse of the saddest kind. Prescription. Begin collecting scrapbooks on persons, past or present, who exhibit both the qualities of character and personality and the life achievements to which you aspire. Select a different representative for each characteristic, each aspiration. Become the reigning expert in these people's lives by collecting and reading their biographies, autobiographies, articles about them, speeches made by them, others' analysis of them that can be found in books like Dr. Lundgren's, Napoleon Hill's, and others. Discover the almost universal absence of predisposition from genetics and often from their early environment and upbringing for the personality they developed and the accomplishments of their lives. Ferret out the forces, thoughts, and influence that actually shape them. By making this your hobby, you will feed your imagination with valuable raw material that it can utilize to build the stronger, more goal-oriented self-image you require to achieve your life aspirations. In Mind Over Golf, Coop tells golfers, if you've attended a PGA or LPGA Tour event and found your own swing seemed to contain a little more rhythm and tempo than usual the next time you played, it was no accident. By watching the tour professionals swing their clubs with proper pace, you were able to absorb some of their talent, and it showed in your game. This is common for many golfers of all talent levels. Even the most disjointed golfer begins to look rhythmical after observing smooth swingers such as Mark O'Mara, Gene Littler, or Nancy Lopez. The problem is that the newfound tempo doesn't last very long unless you're able to reinforce your visualization by regularly watching tour pros. This is exactly what I'm suggesting you do. Watch the people who best exemplify the characteristics you wish to strengthen and who are living as you aspire to live by studying them through every media and source available. Mental training exercise. Pick someone to thoroughly study for a month, to get so intimately familiar with the way he or she thinks that you can sit down and have a conversation with the person and solicit advice and coaching in your imagination. That ends chapter 1. Let's dig into chapter 2. Chapter 2, how to awaken the automatic success mechanism within you. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Henry David Thoreau. When I first began getting serious about pondering the inner workings of the mind, I was amused to read an article by R.W. Gerard in the June 1946 issue of Scientific Monthly on the Brain and Imagination, in which he stated that it was sad but true that most of our understanding of the mind will remain as vivid, as valid, and useful if, for all we knew, the cranium were stuffed with cotton wadding. Since then, of course, understanding of how the human mind operates has expanded exponentially. Much of the thanks goes to the computer industry. When humans set out to build an electronic brain and to construct goal-striving mechanisms within computers, we had to discover and utilize certain basic principles. Having discovered them, the scientists began to ask themselves, could this be the way the human brain works also? Could it be that in making man, our Creator had provided us with a servo mechanism more marvelous and wonderful than any electronic brain or guidance system ever dreamed of by man, by operating according to the same basic principles? In the opinion of famous cybernetic scientists like Dr. Norbert Wiener, Dr. John von Neumann, and others, the answer was an unqualified yes. Your built-in guidance system. Every living thing has a built-in guidance system or goal-striving device put there by its creator to help it achieve its goal, which is, in broad terms, to live. In the simpler forms of life, the goal to live simply means physical survival for both the individual and the species. The built-in mechanism in animals is limited to finding food and shelter, avoiding or overcoming enemies and hazards, and procreating to ensure the survival of the species. In humans, the goal to live means more than survival. Humans have certain emotional and spiritual needs that animals do not have. Consequently, for them to live encompasses more than physical survival and procreation of the species. It requires certain emotional and spiritual satisfactions as well. The built-in human success mechanism is also much broader in scope than in animals. In addition to avoiding or overcoming danger and the sexual instinct that helps keep the race alive, the human success mechanism can help him get answers to problems, event, write poetry, run a business, sell merchandise, explore new horizons in science, attain more peace of mind, develop a better personality, or achieve success in any other activity that is intimately tied into living or that makes for a fuller life. It is important to accept that you possess just such a success mechanism. That's where we'll leave off today. We'll start on the new subheading on the bottom of page 26 next. Hope you have a great day.